All right, should be live here in just a second. Lower that just a little bit there. There we go. All right, got to get my playback up. Yeah, long time no see, everybody. All right, here we go. We're live. What's up, Nathan? All righty. How is everybody? We're live here. Gonna just continue where we left off. Just talk about whatever. What's up, Peter? How's it going? Or Space Spear, I guess that's the new name. Yeah, I see that. I see that. You went with you have your new identity there. It's an interesting change of pace. I guess the Peterman meme was pretty much dead there, so it was time to move on. Yeah, that was a fun game earlier. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. Wasn't bad at all. Yeah. Get going here in a few minutes. Right now, it's kind of just like, the first like 2 minutes of the stream. So kind of slowly let people start coming in, just kind of chit chat. About 5 minutes, we'll just kind of jump into whatever conversation. Probably like the Russell Wilson stuff, kind of because it's like easiest to start with. I think with the Russ situation, because it seems like it's doing the best it can. So yeah, Brady's having a good time, man. I'm glad to see it. You like to see stuff like that. Yeah, I'd say so. Looks like my notifications did not go out. Russ in Houston say, fuck you, good luck, Watson, right? Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about Russ probably here in a few minutes. Get that conversation started and see where we go from there. But it does appear I don't get notifications sent out anymore. Like, I don't think anyone is ever notified of anything. Quite frustrating, but that's all right. No, that sucks for the Pacers. What if he doesn't want Dak to be his quarterback? I mean, so he's a dumb old bastard because he doesn't want to sign Dak to a long-term deal? Here's a small hint. I wouldn't either, but that's just me. I don't know. I feel like people shitting on Jerry for not wanting to pay Dak $250 million is like, Dak isn't worth the money Dak's asked. Dak does want like $50 million a year, right? Like, Dak thinks he should be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. That's like what the hang up is. And at some point, it's like, well, dude, you're not worth that right now. You literally have a broken ankle and you like won one playoff game. What kind of what weird value do you think you actually have? Yeah, maybe like they win 8 or 9 games last year with Dak, I guess. And then they get blown out in their first playoff game like Washington, or they lose like Washington did. It's plus I don't think the Cowboys have the money, do they? At this point, it's also you have to think about like, let's see, what are the let's look at the Dallas Cowboys really quick. Cap. Let's look at something. I'd like to see. I'm going to look at something with the Dallas Cowboys. Right now, the Cowboys are at. They have 194 million right now. They are looking at Yeah, they're at 194 is what they're actual, paying out. So right now, Dallas literally can't afford to pay Dak. Like right now, if like the money doesn't go up or if it like stays exact, I don't think they can actually like afford Dak Prescott. Unless franchise tags come out of like a different pocket. I don't think they can pay him. Can't like I don't even know if they can pay Dak. Like unless franchise tags come out of like a different pool, which they very well could. Um, there's a very good shot that they just literally can't pay Dak this year. Like I don't think they have 194 million like out money right now. That would require some serious restructuring of deals, getting rid of like Gallup or Amari Cooper. Yeah, you're probably gonna have to get rid of like an Amari Cooper. You may have to restructure Zeke's deal a little bit. Maybe DeMarcus Lawrence has to take a pay cut. Like there's gonna have to be pay cuts. Like they're way over the cap right now. Right now it's 14 million is like they're in the hole. Yeah, I know my channel's monetized. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I appreciate you watching the ads. Yeah, there's gonna be a few things that they have to like figure out down in Dallas to like restructure deals, but down to that 180 that the minimum is. I'm imagining it's gonna be about 190 to 195. So Dallas could have anywhere from 1 million to being 5 million over the cap, basically. My guess is about 190, so it's gonna be like 9 million less than last year, about, which isn't terrible. That's not too bad. I mean, there is a shot that it doesn't go down at all. It just stays exactly what it was last year, which is kind of what I'm thinking happens. Is it kind of like where I'm leaning? Is it just kind of stays right about the same, maybe 2 to 3 million less? They did just sign that ridiculous TV deal too, so like there is something that's kind of like artificially keeping money up, which is probably why the ceiling actually went up by 5 million. So the minimum went from 175 to 180. So. Pissed at your teachers because you feel like they're screwing you. Well, that sucks. Hopefully they stop doing that. It's illegal to do that. To screw kids. That's a shitty joke. But yeah, for the most part, it looks like Russ is going to be staying in Seattle. Russell Wilson will be back as well. Yeah, so basically KJ Wright's like ensuring, like, yeah, we're pretty sure Russ will be back, which is pretty much what we're all thinking. The likelihood of Russell Wilson being traded is like 0. I'm sure they'd fire Pete goddamn Carroll before they let Russell leave. JJ Cam, we could talk about JJ. They're what the most likely teams seem to be the Bills, the Packers, and the Titans seem to be the other team that's like rumored to be heavily involved. What are the 3 like hot teams that are supposed to get him? I know Packers and Buffalo seem to be like the 2 leading contenders to sign JJ. Desmond King, that'd be pretty nice. I wouldn't mind Desmond King. He's pretty fucking good. He'd work great if we was to lose a guy like McCourty, one of the McCourtys. All CP. Thu? Huh? I know there's 3 teams, but it seems like the most likely team is going to be like Buffalo. I'm leaning Buffalo because he kind of fits the system that they need, and I think the Buffalo does have decent enough depth where he wouldn't get overplayed. Like if he went to Green Bay, I feel like he'd be overplayed, overused, and then get hurt early. Don't need him. CJ Mosley. The Patriots could use a new corner. I was going to say Devin McCourty and Jason McCourty. One of those 2 might be leading. Well, they're both going to be back, but they're kind of getting old, and they might be getting rid of Gilmore. So I mean, like there could be a need for like kind of like a just more depth. Patriots use a lot of corners. They like to play like typically like a 3-4-7 or yeah, no, hold on. I did that math wrong. 3-4-5. Um, 3-3-5. Sorry, 3-3-5. Sorry, the bad math. So it's like 3 linemen, 3 and fucking 6 linemen. So Adam Butler. I think he's going to be one of the few guys I think that we have to resign because like he's one of our few good defensive linemen. You want honors history? Well, you have to go talk to a teacher. 11-5. There's 17 games next year, so we have that to look forward to. So like 12-5, 11-6. But yeah, Butler's probably an extension. But yeah, with Watt, you don't want him to go to a team where they're gonna have to like play him every single down. You want to go to a team with like a good depth, good rotation, kind of like a regular starter. So like Buffalo would be pretty good. The Titans seem to be like really good for that. They would be really good for a depth spot. Packers, I feel like there's also the Bears aren't in it, are they? Like the Bears aren't rumored to be in the JJ Watts sweepstakes or whatever. No, they probably are. Nah, the Packers won't give up Jair. He's too good. Nah. Green Bay won't be giving up any kind of Jair. You pay him. Unless you're just stupid. And Green Bay is just like, we don't really want to have a top 5 corner in the league. We prefer to just draft and develop corners continuously and I have no idea what's going on outside my door. It's quite the situation. That would be deadly. Pick your poison. Yeah, I mean, the move for the Patriots would be awesome to get Alexander, but there's no way in hell that the Packers would ever trade him. Like what? Just to clear cap, that doesn't make sense. The Packers, I think, are actually in pretty good shape with their cap room. No, that he can't beat Brady. Yeah, nobody can really beat Brady, Dre. But the thing with Brady is he's only got like a few years left. Russell just has to play longer, wait it out, and eventually he could probably get another Super Bowl. So it's not really that Russ can't beat Tom. It's not really Russ's fault he lost that Super Bowl. His defense, I mean, kind of fucking the thing a lot of people like don't like to talk about. They're like, the Legion of Boom won that first Super Bowl. Yeah, for sure, whatever. But like they also lost the second one. Like they just straight up choked the fourth quarter. That's a very good point, Mike. Too, like Patriots might actually be able to retain a lot of their free agents for cheaper deals because of the fact that money's way lower. So we could see a lot of like 1-year deal to the Patriots because we have a lot of good money. Why would we? Why, Nathan? Quit saying all these shitty players are going to the Patriots. It's really stupid. It's like bad takes. Like, are you just doing stupid bad takes tonight? Why would the Patriots sign a 50-year-old quarterback when they could have kept Tom Brady? That's okay. And Mitch Trubisky, why would we sign Mitch? He's not any good. Dude, stop. You sound like you get like all your talking points from like ESPN. Like they're like, well, the Patriots are going to sign from what I've gathered, the Patriots are prepared to offer a $60 million a year contract to Marcus Mariota. And the other $4 million they have, they're going to sign a kicker from high school. That's what New England's going to do. I bet you. No, I'd pick all of them over Cam. They're all way better. They're all way better, dude. Yeah, I mean, Oh, why not? We should spend $40 million on every one of the bad players in the league that we can get our hands on. Like we'll sign we're gonna get Nelson Aguilar on a $30 million contract, and we're also gonna get Alshon Jeffrey on a $30 million contract. Let's go. And with the other four, we'll sign like Sarah Fuller out of Vanderbilt. There you go. That's an offseason, boy. You can't stop that offseason. That's how seriously. That's how some people act like with New England. Like that's their big move. Is like the shittiest thing you could possibly imagine. Oh, the Patriots. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're about to offer a $50 million contract to Adam Vinatieri. Yeah, none of those guys are good. Like Mitch might get a contract from Chicago. Like there are going to be a lot of guys who just don't get signed this year. By the way, like Ryan Fitzpatrick, he very well could be like an unsigned player because like why would you spend the money this year on a luxury backup? Like it's Nathan. No, it's not. I don't think people understand like the salary cap's going down and like what the impact of that is. Like, there's gonna be a lot of dudes just not playing football next year. Yeah, Mike. I don't think they're under. I think people are just like ignoring the fact that the salary cap is like gone. It's like it's up to $20 million less than it was last year right now. Yeah, but like we've been talking about the dude. It's regardless of how old you are. We've been saying the salary cap's going down and teams are fucked. Like I've been going on about this for 6 months now. How fucked some teams are. Like the only reason you would bring Cam back is because he knows the offense. That's it. Those other two guys, there is no reason to bring those two guys anywhere near New England. Very expensive, possibly for Mitch. And Fitzpatrick what's the point? Like you could just bring Cam back for like the same money. Like it's like, yeah, I'll take the guy who can run. Let's go with that. Fuck it. And who knows our offense? Yeah, let's go with that. Like it's like you have to look at the way teams might operate based on how little money they might have. Like I expect the Lions to just get rid of several players. Like I don't expect them to keep I think Draw Davis could be a casualty. I think Desmond Trufant's going to get cut. There's a lot of cap casualties coming, and we're starting to see it already. Like the Texans cut their longtime center, and I believe they also cut Duke Johnson today. Yeah, they released Duke Johnson and Nick Martin. Like they're already getting rid of cap. Teams are already just. If you look it up, and the reason is they're citing cap. Like the reason they're being released is cap concern for this coming season. There's already a bunch of like really angry players over on Twitter going, "Oh, remember when?" And we should also remember this though, that when a player like Deshaun doesn't want to play for Houston, and they're like, "Oh, he's being ungrateful to the team," and all that other stuff, like he's being so ungrateful. Jamie Collins could be a cat. Well, no, Jamie's too important. Jamie was really good in the defense. He's too good to get rid of for Detroit. Trey Flowers could be somebody Detroit tries to unload because he's kind of not really been much, but Jamie Collins lives up to every bit of the reason the Lions brought him in, I would argue. Trey Flowers, though? Yeah, that's Deshaun's like long time center. When it says offensive lineman, that's usually center. The position wise when they play OL, when it's just general OL. Yeah, that usually means anyway that's the center who's gone. They just really keep fucking Deshaun Watson, dude. They literally got rid of his running back, all of his good receivers, his goddamn center. They're just taking away everything. JJ's gone. Deshaun just in there like, this whole team sucks now. I don't even got Bill O'Brien. Like, maybe whatever about Bill O'Brien. Maybe he actually liked Bill O'Brien. He's just like, man, I don't even got fucking Bill O'Brien to hang out and bullshit with. This fucking blows ass. Like, imagine he's like sitting there going, you could have at least like kept O'Brien at this point. We're going to be fucking, at least Bill could somehow win like 6-7 games out of this shit. We almost kind of got to feel bad for Bill O'Brien. He's probably laughing going, I could still fucking win with that. Like, at least he could fucking win games. as bad as decisions he did make and as bad a season he was having, I mean, what, Texans won like what, 5 games, four or 5 games? I mean, third worst season this year, but hey, whatever. They fired Bill O'Brien. They should have never done that. They probably would have won all of the rest of their last 8 games had they not fired O'Brien. Because he holds the crazy key to that fucking whatever is going on down in Houston. Because he's only had what, like 3 actual bad seasons in Houston. If you like look at the actual like win and loss records, he made the playoffs several times. What up, Amir? How's it going? No, dude, the Texans have like a hilarious. Let's look at the Texans cap right now. Texans cap space 2021. They have like a hilarious cap situation. I believe they have a they got it down to 100. Oh, look at Houston. Look at Houston. Wow, getting rid of JJ Watt really brought them down to $174 million. They're sitting $6 million under the cap right now. Like, oh, look at Houston right now. They're like, we got a little money. We got a little scratch left. Deshaun, we have $6 million. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. What the hell? How do we only have $6 million? Ain't nobody on this team. I'm only worth like 40 of that. Where the hell is the other $130 million going to? That's what I would like to know. What the fuck else do they have money spent on right now? They only have $9 million. I think that's just $3 million in dead cap. Yeah, dude, they're only gonna have $3 million dead cap, 9 in rollover. Like, this is weird. Why do they have so much active contract? What is it? Oh, Tunzel at 19, Deshaun at 15. Everyone else is making bullshit money. This is a hilarious like distribution of money. It goes from like 10 million, 8 million, 7, 6, 4, 4, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. And then basically everyone else on the roster makes under $1 million. God damn, no wonder this team is bad, dude. Holy shit. This team needs Jesus Christ. No, they have all their money in like 4 positions. Like, this is why this team is hilariously built. At least at one point they were in bad shape though, Houston. Like, at least they got that fixed up a little bit. Let's see who else. Let's look at another funny team. Let's see how they're doing now. New Orleans, where are they? Oh, here we go. This is a team that was in bad shape. Oh yeah, they're fucked. Oh shit, dude. They're still at $260 million right now, dog. Why is that like that? Oh yeah, everybody on there. Why is everyone making so much fucking money on this team? If Drew Brees retires, dude, that's still only they're still only gonna be like 248 up. It's going good, Amir. How's it going, man? Oh, that's 260 million active dollars being sent by how'd they even get the money that high? Like, what did they do they fucked up? They gotta fucking cut money. Cut. Even like oh shit, is my fucking connection bad right now? Fucking bullshit with this Wi-Fi. Yeah, Saints are gonna be in like cap hell. Like, that's called cap hell. Like, they are fucked. For all intents and purposes, yeah, they're in bad shape here in New Orleans. I don't even know how the hell their cap got. They must have backloaded a lot of deals. Let's look. This must be backloaded deal central. Yeah, dude, look at this. 11, 12, 10. These are base salaries, by the way. 10 million, 10 million, 12 million, 11 million, 9 million, 10. When will Breeze retire? I don't know. Hopefully this year. Dead cap, that's just money you don't have. It's money that counts against the salary cap that you can't use. You can't use it on players. It's just dead money. Yeah. Even if the cap went up to, I think it was supposed to go up to like 225 or some shit if there was no COVID, like impacting it with all the bullshit and everything. I think it was, it's only they would still be like 40 million under the cap, over the cap. It's still there's 66 million over last year's cap, I believe, about 199. And it's just like it's just like an astounding figure to to just wrap your head around. Astounding figures to wrap your head around, if you ask me. Your tight end gadget guy, yeah, $12 million. Yeah, maybe Taysom Hill shouldn't have gotten that big of a contract. What's up, Fat Tater Chip? No, like dead cap only counts if it's like if you get rid of the player. Dead cap, no. Dead cap really only is like like weird shit with incentives and like fucking it's really just if you get rid of the player. Like dead cap only is like it's a very specific thing. It's like getting rid of a player before the end of the contract, and it's like a penalty you pay. You have to deal with basically in its simplest terms. Oh, you're good, man. You're good, Christopher. No reason, man. Yeah, it was just kind of a chill stream anyway. We were just playing fucking around, watching some games, or playing a game. Yeah, we're just kind of talking about whatever right now, kind of just cap stuff, and just it's an interesting in-depth look at the cap of just some teams being fucked over, dude. Way too big of fucking bonuses, dude. Drew Brees Drew Brees only has a 1 million base salary. Restructure bonus. See, his salary isn't that bad. He's only 6% of the cap. It's not too bad. 9% of the cap in Cameron Jordan, though. Cameron Jordan's expensive. They might have to move on from Mr. Cameron Jordan. Dan Brown? No, I don't know who Dan Brown is. What books does he write? No, probably not Fat Tater Chip. I wouldn't imagine not. They'd probably fire Pete Carroll before they'd move on from Russell Wilson. Mike, we're probably not going to see shit or hear about shit because technically teams aren't allowed to like talk to free agents right now until March 15th, when the legal tampering period opens up. So we're not going to hear shit until literally March. As soon as 4:00 March 15th happens, oh yeah, we're going to see all kinds of weird contracts will start happening, and teams will start agreeing to deals and unagreeing to deals, and then they'll be just agreeing to a different new deal. I love the legal tampering period. Might be one of the most electric times in free agency. With the NFL, it's usually right away with free agency with the NFL. Yeah, Christopher, not this year. You'd be right any other year, but the NFL just had an entire season of 10,000 fans at the very most. I don't think they had a very good year this last year. I'm sure they made a little money, but I don't think the money's going up. No, I think there's going to be there's a dip this season. There's going to be a small dip this season. And depending on what fans look like next year, it might be another bad year, but as fans come back, that'll offset. That's a lot of money in ticket sales. No, I've never read anything that Dan Brown's written then. No. Not really into conspiracy theory writing. Yeah, we can look at you can look at that numbers, but how many times did Russ get sacked last year? And how many times watch Seahawks games? Dog, his line is fucking ass. No, he's right to blame his offensive line. That is a dog shit offensive line. I'm sorry, but it's as bad as the Houston Texans offensive line. Russ is just really good at quarterback. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, yeah, those numbers are up there, but it's also like, why the hell can't they run the ball then? If they can block so well, why can't they, like, why does Russell get sacked so goddamn much and hit so goddamn much? It's not like he's just holding on to the goddamn football. I watched him play a lot of football. I think that Russell, like Mike said, I think there's a lot of play extending and a lot of moving around and dancing in the pocket that makes those numbers go up. A lot of using like your hips to move the pocket around, using your shoulders like Brady kind of. Like how Brady does it, the way Brady can make his offensive line seem better than it is. I think there's a similar thing with Russ going on there. God damn, dude, my internet's just fucking garbage right now. Yeah, I know that sometimes those numbers are very deceiving, and I know analytics and using advanced analytics and next gen stats. Yeah, whatever. I don't, 24-0 Texans or not giving the ball to the beast mode in Super Bowl, they have to hit the restart. Yeah, I would agree. I think you got to like probably move on from a guy like what the fuck is going on? I'm sorry if I'm buffering or anything. What's up, Max? But yeah, Pete Carroll's also getting old. I don't know. I think Pete's too committed to a style of football that just doesn't exist anymore. I agree, Chase. I can't wait for baseball to be more prominent. Russ won't get traded, but I guess if you'd like to guess, Dallas, the Bears, the Saints, or the Raiders. Those are the 4 teams he'd play for. They would not be able to afford it. And guess what? The Saints, you can just remove them because they couldn't afford him. The Cowboys, interesting situation, also can't afford Dak. If you go look this up, they can't afford Russell Wilson. So remove the Dallas Cowboys. So basically, it's like the Bears and the Raiders would be the actual only serious teams that could get Russell for the teams he'd want to go to. Saints are over the cap at like one, or like I think they just got under. They're like 260 over. They're at 260. So what's up, Neil? So they have a little too much money out. The Cowboys are like 14 over the lowest possible cap. So Cowboys are in a little bit of a cap problem. So and plus they still have to redo Dak. Like they still have that contract to worry about. Spring training game pitcher for the first 2 games were announced. No, I didn't see that. Who the Tigers pitching? Because I'm doing the game. What's up, Goat? I'm doing the game, so like we'll be doing that. Like I'll be live for spring training on Sunday. Paying your QB. Yeah, exactly, Mike. You can't be paying your quarterback that money. Watching b-ball, basketball. Who's playing? Yeah, Russ won't get traded. They'll fire Pete Carroll before they let Russell walk. Like that would, that's one of those things where you're like, yeah, they fucking fire Pete. Like the Browns teams. Yeah, basically. It's one of those things where the Browns have to change a little bit fundamentally when they give Baker that deal. Alexander spring training opening day and Fulmer game 2. All right, we'll be doing both those games. I'm getting desperate, and my views are garbage the last couple days or the last week, really. So we'll be doing some spring training. Lakers, Lakers, Blazers, Warriors, Hornets. Lakers in 7. Yeah, the 7 ring shirt. Yep, that's what that is. It's the 7 rings. The 7. Yeah. Yes, sir. I wonder how much we will. What's up, Kenny? Pay Baker. Yeah, I think Baker is going to wind up being around 25 to. I know this is a huge price range, but it's between 25 and 40, right, for Baker. College punt and kickoff returns. Yeah, he's one of the best at that. Yeah, I wonder what Baker's contract. Like, you also have to wonder what fucking Lamar, Baker, Josh Allen, all those guys are going into year number. And guess what year? Guess what year contract they all get paid in? Most quarterbacks do. Those are 4 franchise quarterbacks I just listed off. So they're gonna get paid. Like every single one of those guys are about to get paid this year. You do not, like, all those guys are in that fucking year where you don't let them go into year 4 without that pay deal. Like, all right, Christopher. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, I wouldn't be either, Chase. It all depends on how the development goes. Lamar is overrated. I don't know about that, Daniel. they don't really have good receivers in Baltimore. And when they finally have something good for Lamar in that second year there, with Mark Andrews kind of emerging as like a star, they just started triple covering him and basically saying, all right, Hollywood, if you can catch the ball, which he drops it a lot, you can be like, they need to go get like an actual receiver, and then I'll kind of we'll talk with Lamar when they actually have like a real talented, because he's a good thrower of the football. When he had stuff working, he threw 36 touchdowns and like 4,000, almost 4,000 yards. No, Lamar's a very okay. There's two kinds of scramblers in the NFL, right? A scrambler like Lamar, you'll never worry about him getting hurt. Like, you never really worried about Vic running and getting hurt. You never did, because there's smart runners, guys who avoid contact, run out of bounds, slide down, they get out of the way, they avoid getting hit. And then you have dumb runners, Josh Allen, Cam Newton, Matthew Stafford, for some fucking reason runs a lot. And these guys run right into hits. They really don't give a fuck. They're 6'6". They don't, for the most part, nobody's really going to hurt them. But then, like, there are smarter running quarterbacks that know how to, and Lamar and Michael Vick are the two best examples where they don't get hurt that way. Like, that's not, Lamar probably won't, unless he gets dirty hit, which the league respects him way too much to dirty hit him. They'll never do that. Yeah, they'll never. Green is looking really good. His very nice power. And Riley Green has looked really good. Yeah, Chase, I don't think people are ready. And plus, like, AJ Hinch is notoriously good at bringing the best out of young prospects, especially good talent. That's why Houston got him, and then they fucking boomed so goddamn quick once they hired Hinch. He took that team of like hot shot prospects, Marwin Gonzalez, some Jose Altuve, you can just keep naming like a lot of team stars right now. Basically, the Astros. He just took that team and put them into betterness because of his coaching ability, and that's what baseball is very dependent on coaching. It's one of the most, if next to football, I would say it's the most important, if not the most important coaching sport, because it brings along players in a certain degree. You could see it with the Tigers when they fired Jim Leland, and the next year they were bad with Brad Ausmus. Cora, Madden cover. Alex Cora's not a bad coach either. Madden cover next year? I have no idea. Sorry, that's baseball stuff. That's just baseball stuff. I know, I just kind of hardlined. Who do you say is the most overrated most underrated player in NFL history? Tom Brady. Most overrated player in NFL history, Peyton Manning. Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry probably should be I think it's Derrick Henry. That makes the most sense. I was going to say it's either Derrick Henry or fucking like, I mean, who else could it be, dude? Those stiff arms were too important this year. Starters couldn't go past 4 innings, so the bullpen was always drained and tired. Yeah, that's on fucking Gardenhire a bit, Chase. Like the stuff with that you got to at some point, like, no, I'll explain myself in just a moment with the fucking Brady and Peyton thing. Why I think Brady's underrated, by the way. Oh yeah, I have a whole thing for that. Basically the thing with Brady being underrated, in my opinion, and just this is my opinion, is nobody at any point has ever regarded him as the active best quarterback in the game until he won fucking 5 Super Bowls. They ignored the fact that he was the first quarterback to throw 50 touchdowns. They ignored he was the first quarterback to really like become like that, like big offense style in the NFL. They ignore the fucking consistently great numbers. They ignore the fact that he's literally like going to be the all-time leader in almost every statistic when he retires. Like it's like everything's been ignored and just like pushed off, and oh, it's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. Oh, he had Randy Moss for 1 year. Who cares about his numbers? Yeah, of course he has great numbers. He's always had great receivers. You mean one good receiver, Randy Moss, for a year? Like, can we be honest about that? Okay, but like, okay, whatever. That it's like consistently great despite not always having the greatest talent around him, and the talent that he did have is like slot receivers and tight ends. Usually, you don't see a guy put up the numbers that Brady was able to throw, at least almost between 28 and almost 40 touchdowns every single season. Sometimes a little more, and never really any less. No more than 15 picks. Sometimes, you double digits. Sometimes, not very often. Right around 4,000 yards. And people actually like acted like Tom wasn't good. They're like, it's New England's system. It's all Belichick that he was winning. And it's like at some point, it's like, whoa, what? When are we going to just say that Tom has been the best quarterback in football since he won that first Super Bowl? I mean, it's as simple as that. Like, if it was anybody else, we call Mahomes the best quarterback in the NFL because he's won one Super Bowl. We took it away from Tom that fucking fast. How fast did we strip Brady as the best active quarterback because Mahomes won a Super Bowl? It literally went Brady won one, and everyone's like, yeah, that's number 6. That's fucking crazy. Mahomes won one. Oh, he's the best now. Well, Brady just won one now. Is he now the best active quarterback in the NFL again? Or would you guys still like to argue that it's Mahomes? I mean, you can do that. And again, that just backs my point up that Tom's never is like criminally underrated. And it's hilarious to say that about a guy with fucking 7 Super Bowls. But yeah, he's underrated. Peyton's overrated. People act like Peyton Manning won 9 Super Bowls, threw 700 touchdowns. Like, dude, if the fact that you bring up Peyton Manning's 2-2 in the Super Bowl and got carried by his defense in the last one and beat the fucking Rex Grossman led Chicago Bears for his only legitimate Super Bowl title. I mean, wow, that's crazy. Like that's a lot. What a lot of people say is like the 3rd best quarterback in the. John Elway's better than that. Sorry, like no, Peyton's better than Eli, and I love the memes. Like I think it's funnier. But like no, it's not even blasphemous. I'm not even saying Peyton's not like an all-time great. But it just seems like we're like overrating Peyton Manning to some degree. You know what I mean? Like we act like the reverence that what people held Peyton Manning up to. Yeah, didn't John also win? Like, didn't he went to more than Peyton? I'd rather have John Elway than Peyton Manning. I'll be very honest. Didn't John also win 2? Probably could have won 3 if he didn't retire right there in the at the end there. Like, that's all. That's all. And John in a modern NFL, we always do that, but it's that's all. Again, at least John showed up in fucking Super Bowls. Peyton only played in 4 of them. It's all his fucking big-headed choking ass. And it's not like Peyton didn't play on like bad team. Like the defenses, yeah, they were. I think more often than not, they were actually top 15 units most of the time. Which I mean, pretty irrelevant when you have the number 1 offense almost every single year because you have 2 pretty much guaranteed. At some point, Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison will both be Hall of Famers. I'm like 90% positive that the goddamn tight end he had for a very long time will be in the Hall of Fame. Dallas Clark, that's who it is. If he's not already in, like it's not like he didn't. This dude literally had some of the greatest offensive talent around him for like his whole career. Like if Tom Brady had Harrison and like Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne at the same fucking time with Dallas Clark, he'd have threw 60, 70 touchdowns. Peyton couldn't throw 50 touchdowns with that. Just let that sink in. Peyton couldn't throw 50 touchdowns with those 3 dudes. It took him Denver to get to 50. Brady beat him to throwing 50 with just getting Randy Moss. It's fucking crazy to think about. Have a good day, Abby. Yeah. Have a good night, too. Have a good night, Gabriel. You too, man. I'm glad. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I think the Colts will be pretty far. Yeah, Colts are going to be hard to beat. As long as they stay healthy, Colts are going to be really good. No, Peyton's really good. No, don't get me wrong. Peyton's really good. He's an all-time great. But there is a bit of an overrated nature to Peyton Manning. Again, I literally just explained to you why that would be the case, and you're just gonna like ignore it. Like, yeah, I wonder why Peyton Manning, who literally played in a league that changed. Okay, so there's also this with Peyton Manning. By the way, if you don't believe me, look this up. In 2004 or 2005, the NFL changed the rules of the game per the request of the Colts owner, Jim Irsay, because Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts could not beat the New England Patriots. This is a very true thing. The way that the Patriots played defense was very physical. They played bump and run defense. They hit receivers at the line really hard. They basically were just, hey, McKenna, how's it going? My day's going good. It's going good. So Jim Irsay and along with a couple other people complained to the league to get the rules changed that you can't contact the receiver after 5 yards past the line. You have the 5-yard rule. That's basically where that came from, by the way. The reason that you can't fuck with receivers, because the league changed the fucking rules. And guess what happened the very next year? Does anybody want to take a guess? It was the 05-06 season. What happened that season? What happened that season with Peyton Manning? Somebody tell me what happened the year they changed the rules with the bump and run rules. New England finally who'd they lose to? They lost to Denver. That's kind of irrelevant. But how did Peyton win his first Super Bowl that year? Oh, wait. Oh, I blew the surprise. Yeah, fucking they won the Super Bowl. Yeah, they changed the fucking rules of the game so they could beat the Patriots, and it worked. So that's another reason why I look at that and go, so they changed the rules of offensive football to more suit the way Peyton and the Colts could play, because they're not very physical compared to the Patriots. Rodney Harrison, Ty Law, they had some fucking jaw crackers on that defense at one point on New England. There's some nasty dudes in Rodney Harrison and Ty. Again, are you like ignoring literally like what I just explained to you, why Peyton Manning would probably have a better fucking career numbers than a guy in the 90s and 80s? Like, did you not hear what the words? Though they changed the rules of offensive football and it benefited Peyton Manning and his style of play directly. If you don't believe me, look this the fuck up. Like, I'm not gonna, we've already gone over this on this channel a million times. I'm rehashing because you obviously don't know what happened, but Peyton Manning was like, had doo-doo ass numbers until they changed the rules of the game. He was on pace to throw like, dog, it wasn't pretty start for Peyton Manning. If you think he came into the league tearing it up, no, he almost threw 30 interceptions his rookie season. It's some crazy shit, dude. Like, they changed, dude. They changed the rules of the game so Peyton could play better. And if you think I'm lying, dude, look this up. Like, now, why do most quarterbacks from back then not have as good numbers as quarterbacks today? You know why, right? I'm sure if you threw John Elway into today's NFL with the same team that he had McCaffrey and Rod Smith, dog, they'd fucking dominate. Like, dude, they'd score just as much as like any other team does. It's just two different eras of football, and the rules were completely different. Peyton literally had the rules like changed directly to him and benefited one time from it. Okay. Whenever the subject of the 2004 emphasis of the 5-yard league rule is brought up, this subreddit, the subject always down to Lowell's Polian cried to the competition committee to get Peyton change the rules. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. The 2004 illegal contact emphasis rule changes. And this is something that's pro Peyton Manning, and I can still use this because this is it. You don't believe me? You shouldn't have pressed play, bro. You don't think I have my Peyton Manning slander in order, by the way. You don't want to play this like I'm not like a rookie slandering of Peyton Manning. This is a long-term career thing. Some things out of the way. No. Now, while it was correct that Polian went to the league competition committee, fuck that. Whatever, dude. People were crying. It's basically about the Patriots, dude. We can look this all up. Isn't that funny? Hold on. There used to be like, you could find like the 2004 article. Where the fuck is it? 2004 illegal contact NFL rule change. Yeah, here it is. The last 5 minutes of the 2003 AFC Championship game apparently made a lasting impression on the NFL Competition Committee. Peyton Manning's futile attempt to get the ball to receivers while being suffocated by New England's defenders caused Indianapolis coaches to scream that the coverage was illegal. And it seems the league listened. So much so that the influential committee, which sets the tone for on-field rules changes in the leagues, has decided to do something about all the excessive grabbing and holding that goes on in the secondary on pass plays. Well, you're on Earth right now. No, Brady's the greatest quarterback the game has ever seen. He would have done this in any era that he played in. Having a college pitching coach makes some sense. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with the younger kids, Chase, I agree 100% with the Hinch hired a great staff too. That's another thing. Great staff. Dude, I can't complain. One thing, Hinch has me so excited for this season. You have no idea. What's up, Andy Rod? That's all I'm saying, man. I would prefer Elway over Manning. That's all. I mean, is that crazy? It's like saying you'd prefer Andrew Luck over Peyton Manning. Like, dog, they're like all the same quarterback. It's like, here's the secret with John Elway, Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck. I guess you could throw Trevor Lawrence into this mix now too. They're all the same guy. They're all just like the same extremely talented quarterback for their generation that kind of never really lived up to the fucking massive amount of hype that they had. None of them did. I mean, Elway won a couple Super Bowls. Peyton won a couple. Luck just kind of retired early. These are the most hyped guys ever, by the way. Those are the three of the most hyped prospects out of high school, in college as well. Brought in a base coach from the previous World Series champs to be a bench coach. Yeah, smart moves, dude. Oh, they keep making great. Yeah, that was another one. Bringing in the Dodgers bench guy or base coach, and yeah, just dude, the whole thing, just everything he's doing. Yeah, Santiago's still there. I think they kept Ramon in, which is nice. No, man, you shouldn't use you really can't use Brady in debates. It's like, what are you doing, dude? It's like that's just the GOAT. Like that's just like he's the NFL's Jordan for right now. It is what it is. Like it's gonna take some motherfucking work. Like if Jordan didn't exist, we'd be like, well, LeBron's the best basketball player we've all ever seen. You can make the argument that like Kareem or Magic or something. Yeah, that's fair. But again, it's like if Jordan didn't exist, it'd be Kobe or LeBron or Kareem or Magic. It'd be one of those guys we'd be arguing. And it would still be like it'd be a very good conversation to have. But with Jordan, it's just like, well, that's the guy. That's what Brady is. That's the NFL's dude. It's just like, well, that's baseball's dude. Or well, football. Baseball is hard because there's like you can have the greatest power hitter of all time. Springer to the Jays? Really? Where the fuck is George Springer at? Hold on. I spelled his last name wrong. Oh, he's a Blue Jay. Yeah, you're right. He is a Blue Jay. Jesus Christ, I forgot about that. Bill Russell, the best NBA player of all time. He won 11 championships. Very true. Bill Russell's an interesting case. You'd add in Bill Russell too. Yeah, Brady's literally, any style era Brady works in. That's crazy. My mom told me we might get another cat. Well, that's cool. Cats are cool. Is it like a rescue cat? So that way it's not like I'm going to get murdered at a shelter, get its head squished. Brady, why would Brady be trash in the Elway era? So you acknowledge that it's a different era and you wonder why Peyton Manning and Elway should be judged differently. Dude, come on. You're being a little dishonest here, man, Mr. Dolphins fan. You're acknowledging that Elway played in an entirely different era than Tom and Peyton. And you're like, well, why did Peyton not have as good? Well, why Elway not have as good numbers as Peyton then? Because it's a dog. What you are aware that you did acknowledge there's a. Yeah, and why would Tom be trash? He came up in that era, just like Peyton. I don't think Peyton would have been bad in the era either. There's a little surprise. I don't think any real Big Ben, those guys. Here's the thing with a lot of these guys, like they came up when the NFL was still super aggressive and violent. They were like in the like 80s playing football growing up in like the 80s and 70s and shit growing up as kids, watching that style of football, being trained in that style of football. A lot of these guys, the game has just gotten progressed. That's why Tom's probably lasting so long. He's prepared and physically designed to play a different like era of football. Like that's the way I look at it. It's like with like it's like I don't think the game of the NFL changed until about the mid 2000s, and people I don't think people like being trained to go to the NFL aren't really different till about this year coming into the draft, like last year coming into the draft. I don't think there's going to be like a lot of guys would probably still work in the old NFL. Like I really do think a lot of guys like it starts getting a little shaky at about the Russell Wilson guys. That's where you're like, I don't know. They were kind of small and not as big. And I don't think they were raised in that same kind of like, here's a smell and salt when you get knocked the fuck out on a big hit. You know what I mean? Like doing the Oklahomas. Because like I noticed in football practices that I went to by about junior year, there was a way different way we practiced. I'm talking like hitting went way down. Like we stopped doing certain drills. We weren't allowed to legally do certain drills anymore. There was like compliance directors there and shit at football. Like there was a noted difference in the way that they trained you for like when you were in like younger football. So the way I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, so it's kind of like this weird, you know what I mean? Like there's like I would say about anybody drafted from before 2006 or 2007 would have been fine in the old NFL days, but anyone after that, it's kind of hit and miss. It's kind of like maybe not. No, I don't think so. Even defensemen, I don't think they'd be physical enough. Like I don't think they have that like the fucking. There's just this aggressive meanness to certain older players. Like Gore has it still. Brady, Ben, all these guys have this like different kind of like just a aggressive toughness. Like Aaron would fit in and kind of. He's kind of still a little too whiny. Oh yeah, Derrick Henry would fucking any era, dude. Yeah, dog. You can. Derrick Henry might never have been stopped. The funniest thing with Derrick Henry, if he played back then, it would actually be easier for him because there'd be no one on the fucking defense that can handle a 6'4", fucking 250-pound running back running 4.3s and 4.40s. Dog, they would have not been able to deal with fucking goddamn fucking whatever, dude, because like they couldn't handle big ass slow Walter Payton and big ass slow Jerome Bettis. You have to think like Derrick Henry's big and fast. Like Saquon maybe because of his speed and guys like Barry worked, but that's the CMC maybe he's very small. McCaffrey's very small and it's not like he's blinding fast like and elusive like he'd be a receiver, McCaffrey. I don't think he'd make it as a running back in the old NFL. I don't think he's big enough. Saquon, maybe because he's got the Barry Sanders elusiveness thing going on. But Barkley has the thing Barry had. Like, so, but like with CMC, much like his dad, he probably would have just played receiver. Yeah, Derrick Henry is probably, yeah, I think so, Christopher. I think he's probably going to be up there. Yeah, dude, he's so fucking good, Derrick Henry. That's a running back. Like if you could draw up a perfect running back, it'd be Derrick Henry, 6'3", 250 pounds for some reason. Like when you make hilarious running backs in like Madden, they look like Derrick Henry. Like I remember be like, all right, I'll make like a 6'4" running back, make him like 250 pounds. He can run like 4.5. This will never happen. This is an impossible situation. Because usually guys like him like play wide receiver and shit like that, but he's like too physically big up in the shoulders and shit to catch the football, I think, because he's kind of bad out of the backfield. If he could catch out of the backfield, he'd be the most dangerous human being on a football field. Like if he was like James White out of the backfield, oh my God. See, you know what makes me happy as someone who roots for the Lions? Like people still say like, nah, Barry's just the GOAT. If he didn't play for the Lions, I can't even imagine. Yeah, Derrick Henry was the weirdest situation because he literally just didn't try. And then, like, midway through year number 2 or something, he just went, all right, I'm going to watch this. Like, he just started killing people. It was just the most random, like, all right, here, want to see some crazy shit? And here we are, year 2 into it. And it's just like, what the fuck? Yeah, no, I think something happened. I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, I don't even know if it was Vrabel. I think he just went, all right, here we are. Like, he's about to he got all that money and he still ran good. I don't know if I disagree with you. As a pure skill running back, I think CMC's better. The problem is Derrick Henry is just, you can't really tackle the motherfucking guy. And the Titans are just built around exactly what Derrick Henry can do. Whereas the fucking Panthers really don't give a shit about Christian McCaffrey. They're like, yeah, we got him. What about it? Yeah, and Derek didn't give a shit, dude. Like, if you can watch it, he just didn't run hard. He was nervous, he stutter stepped at the line and shit. It was like, oh no, he doesn't. Oh no, it's what is with these Bama running backs? Why do they turn into such fucking pussy? And then Derrick Henry kind of just all of a sudden here he was. Just it was just so crazy because it was like, oh, Derrick Henry's a bust. Oh, never mind. We were wrong about that one. That's why I always say you should wait about 3 years before you fully judge a player in the NFL, right? Especially running backs. Wait about 3 years because they can have a crazy rookie year and then never do anything again, a la Sony Michel. Cook. Yeah, Cook. Yeah, Cook's crazy, dude. Yeah, you should always wait a few years to kind of get a full idea of an NFL player. Some guys just fade out in 2 years. Some guys just start hot and just kind of get figured out and never get it back going again. You just gotta, there's always, I always say, with most players, it's about 3 years. With quarterbacks, you might want to wait 5. And I know that's a long time, but like you just, unless they're really bad or really good, like it's like, but a lot of guys develop and turn into pretty good players. Like Ryan Tannehill, he eventually developed. It's just takes a little time, right situation, right set of coaching. Titans are that team that where they can line up single back and the team will think they run and just throw that bitch deep for a TD. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's the problem. They don't even have to be running the ball particularly well. Just the threat of them in the power eye, just in that single back, just fucking just scare them and just let it fly away. Yeah, I know. That's why the Jets are like, well, what the fuck, dude? If Josh Rosen got a chance, he would be good. More than likely, if he went to the right situation, with a good line, he needs to be behind a good offensive line so he's not gun shy, which is a problem with a lot of, that's the same kind of reason why no one really calls Joey Harrington a bust, because he went and played for Detroit, and Detroit had literally the worst offensive line ever. It was literally like Joey would go hike and get hit. It was like that quick. It was like that fucking fast, how fast this dude would get sacked. It was some hilarious shit. It was literally what was happening to Josh Rosen. And for some reason, the NFL, I think the media looks at guys like Josh Rosen and they look at guys like Joey Harrington and go, hey, it's not your fault. We're not gonna give you the label. Really? You're not gonna call me a bust? Nah, we're not gonna do that to you, buddy. It's really not your fault, Joey. What are you? You were so promising. You could have been Justin Herbert. Joey Harrington was what Justin Herbert was supposed to be. But oh boy, that was bad in Detroit, man. Let me tell you. Joey Harrington is probably the reason Oregon quarterbacks have bad reputations in the NFL. I would say Gase, because Gase actually took over a team that had something going on. They weren't Patricia. The Lions are a weird one. It's nobody seems to be able to figure out how to win in Detroit. So I don't know. I don't know what the fuck Detroit's going to do. Caldwell kind of, but he couldn't even win a playoff game. I wonder if that practice squad receiver quarterback, who knows, Christopher? Hopefully they let him try and get like actual time in at the receiver position. That seems like it would be like a fair trade-off in my opinion. Like, hey, let's see what you can actually do at the regular position you're supposed to play. That might be very beneficial for you. Oh shit, what happened? My YouTube app crashed. I'm sorry. Oh, only 10 dislikes. That's good. It's not quite 30. The Jets were trending up. Yeah, the Jets weren't exactly like in a dire situation when they got Gase. Played quarterback in high school. Oh, all right. The Lions just, man, it was whatever. Lions are just the owners for most of the time didn't give a flying fuck with Patricia and Quinn. Like, what's up, Goquan? Like the team, what's up, Kevin? How's it going, man? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How you doing? It's weird with the Lions because it seems like they finally have an owner who gives a fuck. Like the Lions do have new ownership. That is a new thing for them. Like they do. It does seem like Sheila Ford Happ gives a small fuck about this team. So maybe there's some hope for the like they did a great job hiring coaches. They really did. Like yeah, the Lions are just cannon fodder. Like it's just embarrassing. If they could win a Super Bowl, everything about that team is just like, all right, Detroit. I feel like not one fucking person would be like, oh, boo, fuck the Lions if they won a Super Bowl. I would if they beat the Patriots. I would be fucking livid. You have no idea how angry I would be if the goddamn Lions beat the Patriots. Like if that was a Super Bowl matchup and I'm watching the Patriots, I'm all excited because in the AFC, the Patriots won. Then I go to watch the NFC Championship game and it's Detroit. I'd be like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Because I know what happened. We'd lose. If the Patriots played the Lions in the Super Bowl, we'd lose. And it'd be so goddamn embarrassing to give another team their first Super Bowl. Yeah, they own Ford. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They also own Firestone Tires. Because it's Sheila Ford Happ, and I believe the Happ family owns Firestone Tires. I'm going to be honest, the Dolphins' entire franchise was carried by the 19-0 season. Oh yeah. When you guys won all the games in the Super Bowl, yeah, 100%. That's your guys' thing. That's your guys' big. That's why them Dolphins were defending it so goddamn hard and like they fucking partied hard when the Patriots lost, man. Let me tell you, I don't think there was any happier person that the Patriots lost that game than like fucking Mercury Morris. That dude was literally like, fuck yeah. I remember him like smoking a giant cigar on fucking ESPN after the. That was so fucking. I hated that guy. I was like, dude, I don't think I hate anybody more than Mercury motherfucking Morris, that piece of garbage running back. Ugh. No one would hate the Lions win, but would absolutely trash the team that yeah, no, you'd never live it down. Michelin tires. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the Detroit would get burnt down to the whole ground because Detroit's a bunch of violent people and they're a bunch of very great partiers. That is one thing about Detroit. They can party very well. And they would destroy that city for no reason. They just blow it up. It'd be violent. It'd just be a violent because I remember when the Red Wings last won. It was just violent fucking protests and shit for it's not really protests, just rioting. I guess they were just violent riots for like a day. It was just oh well, that's just what happens. When you win, you get to break the whole city down. That's like the weirdest reaction, isn't it? That like doesn't happen in like where they win a lot. It's just like Philadelphia blew their city apart basically. You had dudes up on like poles tearing shit down. Philly did a great job celebrating their what's up, Ven? But I would say that the Eagles had quite one of the greater celebrations in terms of just sheer destruction and vandalism, just breaking shit for no reason. Oh well, it's just property. You can fix it. See, that's what I hate. Everybody like who's like against riots otherwise would be like, I don't know. I don't want to get political, but it's like I hear a lot of sports people that are against any other kind of riots going, well, it's just, they can just rebuild. They got insurance. Right. The '04 when the Pistons won was fucking crazy. I was born on the same night. Yeah, I wasn't in Michigan at that point in time, but I could imagine what that would have been like. Oh yeah, no. If Detroit won the NFC, there wouldn't be a city left if they made it to the Super Bowl. There'd be like a one square block with the Cobo Center and Ford Field. There'd be literally like four city blocks left, and it'd be where Ford Field and Comerica Park are, and the Cobo Center because everyone likes the Cobo Center. Jason Kelsey, 100%. Yeah, they just break the city. The whole city would just be busted to shit. Like I said, it'd be like 2 square city blocks left, and then they destroy the Cobo Center and leaving only Comerica. I guess the new hockey center, and they'd leave the stadiums, and everything else would be destroyed. It'd just be total chaos. They might leave like Motown. I guess the theaters too would be safe. They like the theaters down there. I really want to steal. I want to steal the division from Buffalo. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to watch you guys fight that out because I think the Patriots might be a year away, but you got to remember that we're lurking in the shadows with a lot of money and not that much problems to fix, and everybody opted back in, so we have our whole team back, minus Brady and Gronk now, and we have a lot of money, so we'll see how that plays. We'll be in there. We'll be annoying pest in the fucking side this year. The following year, we will be back 100% contending for our division title. I mean, that's just the truth about the matter, I would believe. Yeah, I know. I think everybody in the division is Dolphins fan. I think we're all low key hoping Josh was a flat, but I don't think that's the case. I don't think that. He's really good. He really played like he's a real ass quarterback last year, and I'm sure he's going to be doing the same kind of training he did the year before. Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, they won't burn down Greektown either. Jason will want to play with Travis. Maybe. Jason's getting old though, man. Jason's getting pretty old. I know they're both University of Cincy legends, but Jason's getting rather old, isn't he? That physical ass position of line is. Yeah, I don't have a problem with really Buffalo. It's more the Jets. Everybody hates the Jets in our division. Jason about 35. Yeah, that's real old for an offensive lineman. Oh, they'll never let Stephon Diggs leave Buffalo. That'll never happen. Yeah, they'll never. That is forever. That is the forever tandem of those two. The Buffalo will do everything in their power to keep Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs together. They can't let that break up. Yeah, then I understand, and the only reason I do understand why they're doing it is because, yeah, given their options, given the draft options being completely trash, if you're not getting Trey Lance or Lawrence, you're probably not getting much. Maybe Mac, maybe Justin Fields, but Zach Wilson's fool's gold. He reminds me so much of I don't know. Yeah, and Ben's gonna take a giant contract. I think I've heard Ben's gonna go as low as $20 million in a new deal. He's gonna take significantly less money, and then they're gonna do signing bonus restructuring that doesn't come out of this year's money. It's gonna be next year, and there's they're gonna be doing some crazy shit to the Steelers. Yeah, I know. That'd be they can get Fields. That'd be good. Pat should get Dez. No, we don't need another slot receiver, Dre. I don't want Dez. He's not a number one anymore. We need number ones. Minnesota got it better. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I actually do think Jefferson will wind up being the best receiver in the league at some point, but I don't know if Diggs already isn't kind of situation. Yeah, Pats are Pat. Here's the funniest thing: if the Patriots went and got somebody to play, because we do have Marquise Lee coming back, so we do have we do have an outside receiver in Marquise Lee, so we need to go get somebody else, and then we have very good slot op. We have 2 very good slot receivers inside. We can go Edelman, Harry. We can go N'Keal Harry, Edelman on the inside. We could go Jacoby Myers, Harry on the inside. Literally every receiver we have is a bunch of inside slot receivers, like all of them. Every single Patriots receiver except Marquise Lee is a goddamn slot receiver. And that's the fucking problem in New England. And you know why that's a problem? Because number one corners and number one safeties basically you'll never get away from those guys if you're a slot receiver. Just never get away from those top guys unless you're Julian Edelman, which is hard. From last year's class, I think Justin Jefferson. Yeah, I think Justin Jefferson's going to be like the best receiver in the league before too long. Yeah, 100%. 1,400 yards as a rookie is fucking crazy. Like, dude, that is unreal. You have to consider he's a rookie and he just did that. Justin's going to be the best in the league. Like he's number one in the league overall. Like the best. He's the guy. He's like the future number one. Isaiah, yeah, I mean Zuber too. I mean Zuber is good, dude. Isn't that Trey's boy? I heard a lot about him from or no, is that our shitty Isaiah that we drafted? I remember Trey talking about a guy all season, and I think he played and then he like dropped the ball, and Trey was like, "Oh, he sucks. That's why they didn't play him." And I was like, that was one of the funniest shit I've ever seen. Or was that Colt? No, who the fuck was that for the Texans? Like Trey would make a video every week about why they should play this like one specific player, and they finally played him, and he was completely ass. And Trey went, "Oh, that's why they don't play him. He sucks." And I went, "Poor Trey." he like passionately would like, who the fuck? Isaiah Coulter? I think it was Isaiah Coulter, because like the minute that guy played, he was completely asshole, and then like he just. And then he's and Trey's like, "Oh, he sucks." Poor Trey. All his sports teams completely blew up. Like, I actually sort of feel bad for that guy. He had one good run of good times with Houston sports. I'm good, kiss my ass. How are you? It's the meh wide receiver we signed to 1 year. Yeah, Zuber, I'm glad he's, yeah. I remember when people got all stoked about Isaiah Zuber. It was, Coulter. It was Coulter. A lot of people named Isaiah in the NFL right now. It's very strange. I think I might have popped my shoulder earlier. Oh, ouch. You might have to pop that shit back in. Click, click. I think Terry is the best wide receiver from 2019. There's Terry. Who was in that one? AJ Brown, I think, was in that one. DK, AJ. Stop me if I'm wrong on this class, but I'm pretty sure it was like DK, AJ, N'Keal Harry, Terry McLaurin. Like those. That's all that class. That's a fucking last year's receiver class was really good, dude. Or the 2019 class was really, really good. George Springer. Oh yeah, if you're a Blue Jays fan, yeah. Somebody asked where he had signed. Yeah, great signing for fucking Toronto. Dude, Toronto might fuck, dude. They very well could. Dude, that's gonna be so annoying if they win the World Series just because of Eric. Like Eric's my sports rival somehow, like some fucking 16-year-old kid. Fuck that. Yeah, I hate that so much. That I literally just am like, oh, please don't let Eric get a goddamn. I don't want him to come in and go, ooh, Blue Jays. I really don't want Eric's bitch ass coming into my streams is basically the situation. Because our teams could play each other this year. Coming in all fucking Eric, like coming in with basically this is how Eric comes in when his team's beating my team. He comes in like this. Because Eric fucking is a bully and shit. I'm gonna show you guys how this motherfucker comes in all ignorant. Comes in like this. All right, I ain't ready to deal with baseball. I'll get violent about that. Anyway. I just realized if we get our defense guys back, we probably won't draft Micah Parsons at 15. Yeah, I have no idea what the Patriots are about to do. What's up, Thomas? What's up, Packers Nation? How you been, man? Did you see Colin Cowards and DJs? I didn't see DJs, but who's Colin got? Any surprising picks from old Colin? Yeah, man. I mean, this football season ended. You haven't really missed much. It's been a lot of nothing. There's been no news. I mean, I could basically be like, if it was, as long as you know who's that JJ Watt's a free agent, you pretty much know all the news. Coward sometimes is wrong, but like, yeah, he's in the hot. He's a hot takes guy though. The thing with Coward though, he has no issues admitting when he was wrong. He doesn't really, he's like, yeah, I was wrong about that, and sometimes you get it wrong, and that is actually really important for somebody like Colin. Yeah, he does make dumb takes, but like he does actually like be like, hey, I fucked up. That was a bad take. Like I was wrong. So I really like Colin Coward. Like he's one of my he's a shithead. He's a shitlord sort of. But again, like Thomas, he's got monster ball. Like dude, he's much like Skip Bayless. Those two guys have literally they're fucking ballsy to take the takes they do, and then to kind of still be able to be like, hey, I fucked up. Oh well. Yeah, as long as people, hey, if you're gonna have big takes but if you get it wrong, you better fucking back off it. That's why I have like no respect for like Max Kellerman and Nick Wright. Like I usually have no problem with guys with like big take guys that even if they shit on Tom, but they like never back it up. Like they just back off of it. Like they double down on like him not being good or like, hey, I just got that. Or Nick Wright sort of does. He's getting better, but Kellerman still brings up the cliff theory. It's quite brutal. I think other than the top 3 QBs, no one knows who is going. Yeah. Next season is going to be fucking strange. It feels. Let's say Russ does want to trade and he does want to Dallas. Which team is most likely, Teo? We kind of talked about that a little earlier with the trade involving Russ. You would have to kind of go look at salary caps. So we did earlier, right? The Cowboys are right now at $194 million. Let's predict that the cap's going to be about 190 to 200. Now, there is no way they can afford, even with getting rid of not having, this is without Dak having a contract, by the way, 194 million. So like I look at that, I'm like, oh, that is a rough situation for Dallas. I don't think they'd be able to participate unless they moved around Amari Cooper, got rid of the X, Y, and Z, and then maybe Dak's like, hey, I only wanted to go there because you had all this fucking talent. I don't want to go there now. The Saints, same situation. They're like 60 million over the next. Dude, they'd be like 60 million over the cap for this season if there wasn't COVID. So it would be the Raiders or the Bears, most likely. That would be the most likely teams to get him. And my guess would be the Raiders. I could see the Raiders offering a substantial haul, including Derek Carr and Darren Waller, which is an attractive package to put you over the Bears. So yeah, I could see the most likely team to me would be the Raiders, just because they have the most they could probably offer, and I think they have good cap. I don't know about that though. Let's see. Let me read something there. TJ, he had the odd numbers. T-Law, Jamar Chase, Rashawn Slater, Zach Wilson. Okay. Interesting. Devonta Smith for the Patriots. Wouldn't be a bad one. The Raiders literally have Henry Ruggs. I mean, it's not like Henry Ruggs isn't a bad receiver. The Cowboys to get rid of Amari Cooper rather than Byron Jones. Yeah, they need to move on from Amari Cooper or Michael Gallup. They're paying you can't pay both of them. They're both number 1 receivers, and they're paying them both like number 1 receivers. You can't literally afford that right now. If the salary cap was going to 215, Dallas would be sitting very nice right now. Dallas would be sitting pretty to get a guy like Russell Wilson. But again, that hilarious cap situation really limits teams this season. It's going to be quite interesting to see who gets moved to free agency, who teams like the Patriots can kind of snag up and just kind of have. The Dolphins are in a similar situation with all the cap they happen to have. What are the 3 best teams in terms of cap? Isn't it the Patriots, Dolphins, and Raiders? if I'm not mistaken, those are like the 3 teams that can just like those 3 teams are set to just bully their fucking way through free agency if they really wanted to, especially Miami. Miami has a fuckload of money for some because like they got no one really that good. They're like a product of coaching and very good drafting. Yeah, Dolphins are in very good shape. They could just take a receiver at 3 and just take another lineman at a little later in the first round. Dolphins are in a very good situation, I would argue. Yeah, you guys are in a good spot. You don't have to make a reach on a lineman at 3. That's the best part. You don't have to take an early lineman. You'd like that is the best. You could take Jamar Chase, or you could take Jalen Waddle or Devonta Smith, whatever one seems to be the best option. It's Jags, Jets, and Pats. Oh, it's Jags and Jets. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah, the Jags make a lot of sense, and they're actually like they're rumored to be like favorites to get it. They're hard in the Allen Robinson sweepstakes. They're like the second or third favorites to sign old Allen. Because I think they're like prepared to offer him a fuckload of money, and like Trevor Lawrence is pretty attractive. If you're a wide receiver like Allen Robinson, the prospects of getting balls thrown to you by Mr. Trevor is quite the reason to return down to the old stomping grounds of Jacksonville. Even if he hates it, which he probably does. Did that crusty old house vote on the stimulus checks yet? Let's see what's going on with the House vote. Latest. Around 12:30. Oh, it's around 12:30 they're voting. Okay. These crusty, dusty old people. No, they don't need money. Yeah, there's a lot of good offensive linemen in this draft. Yeah, it's like a very deep receiver and very deep lineman draft. You don't need to get I don't know. Yeah, they got CeeDee Lamb. They could get rid of one of those guys. Yeah, probably Amari Cooper. He's more expensive. Try to trade him. What's up, Mr. Sports Channel or Joe? I didn't think we'd get another good wide receiver class. Yeah, we got another really good receiver class. I would argue the Jays looking like they're going to be good this year, Joe. I was just thinking, God damn it, they could very well win the World Series this year. Very well put together team. Very good young players. Obviously, they're like the team of the old, like a bunch of like they're like the what am I looking for? Like the legacy team, basically, is what I was looking for. And then they've signed a bunch of very good players like Springer. It's the Jays are onto something. Why did Belichick? I don't know, man. I'll never know. With the Belichick thing, I don't fret on that long. The Jags receiving core isn't even horrible. They just need a good number 1 guy. Exactly. Then that's why Allen Robinson would be a good fill-in for, and then that completes the Jags receiving core. That makes the Jags like Trevor Lawrence has guys, and then now they just need to get fucking linemen, all of the good linemen. Like if you're a Jaguars fan, you should probably really be hoping they make moves for guys like Marcus Cannon or a Joe Thuney, who you should be looking at whoever the Patriots. A-Rob was a Jag, and he said he's very open to returning to Jacksonville. As a Packers fan, I'm not as desperate for a wide receiver in the draft as I was last year. Yeah, you guys will be able to get one maybe later. Maybe Thuney goes unnoticed unless the Ravens get him. It's basically like Thuney's going to be like the later round. Hey, thanks, Joe. You are too, man. Jags line is just a bunch of they need to get like a real line, basically. They need to go look at guys like Cannon, Thuney. You really just look at the Patriots. Try to maybe see if they can't finesse like Isaiah Wynn out of us. Like there's going to be I think Mitchell Schwartz is going to be a free agent. There's gonna be some good ones. The Texans just released their center. I think he would go back there because it's a completely different situation than when he was playing there. It's obviously not the Tom Coughlin organization. It's no longer the weird Blake Bortles era. You know, they'd have a real quarterback, and I think he probably likes, like, he might like Jacksonville. Like, he might have liked being a Jaguar. Some guy, I think he was drafted there, and like, I think a lot of guys, like, they develop like a very close relation to the team that drafted them. Like they develop like a very fond kid. Like Kenny Golladay still would be a Lion if they just fucking paid the guy. Like if they offered the right money, Kenny Golladay would just immediately sign with the Lions for long term because he liked a lot of guys look at it like, well, they took the shot on me and gave me the shot. You know, I'd like to stay here. I've been building a family here. I've built my presence in the community. There's more to it just being on the team. There's like a whole life outside of it that they've been building. And he might have, he might still live in Jacksonville. Florida's a very nice place too. Shit, dude. Like, I wouldn't want to play in Chicago. I'd rather fucking play in goddamn Jacksonville than Chicago. And again, when he left there, it wasn't exactly the ideal situation. Yeah, and I think playing with Trevor Lawrence would just be so nice. It's 100%. It's Trevor Lawrence. He's like, I really want that kid to throw me footballs. He's like, listen, I've had Blake fucking Bortles who literally ruined Marquise Lee's career almost. Literally, Marquise Lee, I've looked into this. Like, the reason that I don't even think Marquise Lee's like an injury-prone player. Like, the amount of times Marquise Lee would get hurt on a ball, he would barely he would get like a slant across the middle that would be slightly elevated. So he'd have to like slightly like not fully jump, but like maybe like an inch off the ground. You have to kind of leap for it. And dude, when that happens, the fucking linebackers kill you. Those are called hospital balls. Baker Mayfield was bad with those his rookie year. We say this a lot. I give you examples. How David Njoku got hurt. That is a hospital ball. It's basically a slight leap across the middle of the field. Like, you're gonna get murdered with that. It's like, what are you doing? Why would you ever throw it so inaccurately across the middle? You got to throw that go into the ground, not fucking jump. Yeah, they can catch it. They're fucking very athletic people. And yeah, so those are hospital balls. And like Marquise Lee would get those regularly from Blake Bortles, often ending the season right there for Marquise Lee. So who knows if Marquise Lee is even actually an injury-prone guy, or if it was just fucking Blake Bortles being Blake Bortles and Blaine Gabbert being Blaine Gabbert. And whatever fucking other awful quarterbacks that Marquise Lee had throwing to him. Poor guy. Forgot Full. Yeah, Full. I mean, poor Allen Robinson too. That whole situation down in Jacksonville was so bad, dude. What team do you root for, Ven? Are you a Jags fan? Packers. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You just said that. You just said that like 2 seconds ago. I apologize. Yeah. You just said that. I don't know why. Yeah. As a Packers fan, I'm not even that worried about a receiver. I can't believe I missed that like that. You know what? I often think you guys might have won the Super Bowl this year if you guys had drafted Justin Jefferson. Like, I really do believe that. Like, I fully believe that you guys would have won the Super Bowl with Justin Jefferson on the team. Like, and that must really fucking burn as a fucking Packers. You could have drafted him. Like, you could have had him. It was right there. I think that's what everybody thought, too. I was like, everyone's like, oh, okay, Justin's going to... They took Jordan Love. Yeah, having Justin Jefferson would have fundamentally changed your entire football team. You guys would have probably won the Super Bowl this year. I just go wherever LeBron goes. Hell yeah, Dolphins fan. That's how I watch basketball. I always kind of watch the Pistons or like follow the Pistons till I realize they're shitty, and then I quit watching any kind of capacity. But I go, all right, LeBron's going to win in 7. Last year I predicted 5. I said Lakers with 4 this year, but I don't know what the AD thing going on. We'll see. A wide receiver core, but we need a slot, and Jefferson would have been nice. Yeah, Justin would have been great. Even though he's going to become an outside receiver, but like still, it would have been literally, you guys would have been goddamn stoppable. Imagine Jefferson and Devontae Adams and maybe like MVD. Like that's a good goddamn receiving core with Lazard. You guys should be in the Adam Humphries situation. If you guys do anything, I think Adam Humphries should be one of your biggest targets. Heard the Titans are trying to deal him. Heard that he might be available. Who is the best home runner of all time? Oh, Barry Bonds. If I'm allowed to add in steroid guys, then yeah. I know we're interested in Fuller, Corey Davis, and Curtis Samuel. You don't like Humphries? Oh, they cut him. Humphries is just a free agent. Yeah, I mean Humphries might be like an idea fit. Humphries is really good. It's just like they don't use 3 receivers in goddamn in that offense. Yeah, Humphries. If the Patriots get rid of Edelman, I would really want us to go get goddamn Adam Humphries. Like that would be so awesome to replace Edelman with Humphries. But I also think the Patriots are going to keep Gunnar Olszewski. There's a notable similarity between the rise of Julian Edelman and the way that Gunnar Olszewski's coming on. Gunnar has always been a receiver, so he's always kind of has the more natural position for it. Well, compared to those guys, yeah, but Gunnar, I mean, Julian started off doing very well in the kick. Like he started off kind of meh. Oh, I found my niche here in the punt return game, kind of like Gunnar. And then they started slowly utilizing him in the pass game. And I'm wondering if this season we'll start to see the slow utilization of Gunnar, much like Julian Edelman, much like Wes Welker slowly. It's just things you come to notice when you watch the way your team kind of like builds and gets players going. It's very similar to Welker, Edelman, and now Olszewski's in a similar situation. So we'll watch Little Gunnar and see how they use him going forward. Unless they cut him, which I don't think so. I think Gunnar actually is really good at kick returning. He might have. He might have even been a lacrosse player. Who the fuck knows? He probably played lacrosse, if we're being honest. Let's look it up. I bet you he played lacrosse. I feel like he played lacrosse. Let's see. The corner. Yeah, he was a college cornerback. Okay. So he switched to playing. So he's a switch player. He did play corner. Good call. Yeah, he was a corner. That's crazy. Yeah, so he's a corner convert to receiver. It's very similar now. It's even more eerily similar to the situation of Lions, receiver or Micah Parsons. Patriots, I have no fucking idea right now. It's kind of hard to kind of get a gauge on it with the Patriots because I don't know what moves are going. Like it all depends on what they do in free. Like if they sign a couple receivers, like they very well could try and trade up hard in the draft and go get like Trey Lance. You know what I mean? Like they could do some aggressive ass shit, like try and go get Trey Lance if they go and get a receiver or two. And they go, fuck that, watch this. And now they have, they're armed and dangerous. They could trade back out of the first. You can't really, because you fucking Bill Belichick's impossible to figure out. Like, I don't know about Trevor Lawrence breaking Herbert's record. I don't know about that. The thing with the Chargers is their only real issue is offensive line and injuries, right? They're stacked offensive talent wise. Like they have so many like skill position players. Like that was not their issue with Phillip Rivers. The Phillip Rivers problem is he's a statue in the behind the line of scrimmage, and the Chargers offensive line got aggressively bad. No, Bill's fine. Bill's done great as a GM. What do you mean? Bill's won 6 Super Bowls as a GM coach. Yeah, that's crazy that it doesn't work out well usually, but for Bill Belichick, it's worked out into the tune of 6 Super Bowls, 9 appearances. I mean, you guess. What do you mean? Like, would the Patriots be better with a GM? Probably fucking not. They kind of have one now. We have an acting GM. So I guess Bill's not technically doing all of the GM work anymore. We do have technical a GM. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're on the same page. Yeah. Okay, I was gonna say yeah. It's like yeah, but I agree with you. Normally, no, it's like impossible because like the coach will get too emotional and want to get cut players after games, and they get too game to game basy. Coaches do like they don't think sometimes a little long term, and they act a little emotionally and cut a player who may have lost a game that they maybe Bill O'Brien did stupid fucking shit like that. Like I don't know. Getting into a disagreement about whether or not baby mamas can come to practice and then trading away the franchise's best receiver potentially ever. Trading away Deshaun Watson's favorite target for just trading him for basically fucking nothing because you got into a disagreement about some shit. Last year's draft, what did we do bad? Who did we draft that was bad last year? What do you mean? Who are all of our bad picks last year? Oh, okay. What about the year? I mean, N'Keal Harry. But in 2019, who was our bad picks? N'Keal Harry? And yeah, he traded down and got Kyle Duggar in the second, which was the player he wanted. Like, we took Michael Onwenu, who turned out to be like who's going to be our new left tackle starter, which means we can actually like completely actually move on from like Marcus Cannon, Joe Thuney, Isaiah Wynn if we wanted to. Like we now have we haven't drafted bad. I don't know why that narrative exists with the Patriots right now. We've made one bad pick in N'Keal Harry, and everybody acts like we can't draft. Name all of our bad picks outside of N'Keal Harry, please. I'll wait. I bet you I can name more value picks than in our undrafted free agent ability. J.C. Jackson, Michael Onwenu. Yeah, it's one of those things where you have to look at like from a year-to-year basis with the Patriots. Belichick drafts really well. Like, yeah, outside of N'Keal Harry, which was a fucking miss. He fucked up. Yeah, we took Michael Onwenu in like the 6th round, and he's gonna be our new left tackle. And he was goddamn near like one of our best players last year. Dude, it's one of those things where like people really they look at N'Keal Harry and go, he can't fucking draft. I was just like, what? Why is that the narrative all of a sudden? We're literally one of the best drafting teams in the last 20 decades, in the last 2 decades. That's why we win all the time. Yeah, wins and injury prone problems. Marcus Cannon, I like Cannon, but we can trade him. He became extremely tradable, which is, I mean, it is what it is. You shouldn't have opted out. Like that was the problem with a team like the Patriots. The biggest issue of opting out. Yeah, it's recency, but exactly, Ven. It's recency bias. I understand it. We can't draft receivers. It's actually hilariously, comically bad how The one thing that like people could do, they could shit on the fact that Bill Belichick does not understand the wide receiver position at all, even like a tiny bit. They could dunk on him on this position, but like they just go, he can't draft at all. Like, oh no, that's not true. Yeah, Thuney's good. Trust me, Thuney's good. He opted out this last year, I believe. But yeah, if you get Joe Thuney, you're getting a good lineman. You're not getting the Nate Soldier goddamn Trojan horse that we unleashed on the Giants. What I feel was on purpose. I still feel what we gave Nate Soldier basically to the Giants. Like we basically just didn't try to re-sign him and went, go to the Giants. Do it. We went, oh yes, the Giants bit. And like for some reason they just took him, even though they fucked his ass up in the Super Bowl. Dude, I told Giants fans, I was like, hey, you guys just killed him in that Super Bowl. You were murdered Nate Soldier. I don't know why you're all acting like you got a big win. They're like, nah, you Patriots fans just don't know how to use O linemen. You do realize how good your defensive line is, correct? Like you have like potentially 4 Hall of Famers on that motherfucker. Now it is going to be multiple Hall of Famers with Pierre Paul. Yeah, Thuney's actually good. Whereas Patriots fans knew Nate Soldier was basically propped up by extremely good left guard and center play. Basically young David Andrews, and I think that was still like Logan Menken's era too. And Steve Hutchinson, I believe, was still involved. Yeah, Mr. Soldier was propped up by literally like Hall of Fame linemen on all around him. It's just hilarious. And then they went, fuck Nate, we're not paying this dude. That's the number one thing. The Patriots, like, there's certain positions they will pay. Left tackle is one of them. Like, they will not let left tackles leave, usually. No, what am I saying, dude? They don't give a fuck. They'd put a new line at just the center. David Andrews. It's the only one they don't let leave. Remember when Chad Ochocinco tried to yeah, dude, Chad Ochocinco rules. I don't care what anybody said. He's literally one of the funniest dudes who's ever played football. They literally banned touchdown celebrations because of Chad Johnson. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I always find to be one of the funniest things in the world. It's like, this dude. You guys want to see something really funny? You know how my stream had 30 dislikes earlier? Imagine doing all that work for 5 of your dislikes to stay up there. For 5 to stay. Ouch. Oh, that has to burn, doesn't it? You spend all that time. You imagine spending all that time logging in 30 different accounts to dislike my stream. For 25 of them to get deleted potentially. For every extra dislike you left, it just went delete, 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 delete. 5 of them got to stay, so that's pretty crazy, dude. Those are probably your 1 and your 4 viewers that you brainwashed into disliking everything I do. So I mean, that's pretty good, dude. I mean, that's embarrassing. Your great troll work of 30 dislikes turned all the way to 5, bro. Oh, that's so embarrassing, dude. That is so fucking brutal. Oh yeah, all the other ones went away too. There was like 7 dislikes on that. It's down to 2. That's down to 4. That went down to 3. That stayed at about 8. That stayed at 8. Those went down to 8, down to 8, down to 4, down to 6, down to 4, down to 1, down to 7, down to 5. Oh yeah, they just went through and deleted all the negative ones. That's got to burn those. All your dislikes just got deleted. What's up, Daniel? No, YouTube just went and checked my account and deleted all your bullshit ass dislikes. How's that feel, you fucking stupid faggot? Anyway, let's move on. I find that to be very, very funny. How's that feel? Oh man, I'm not going to no clubs, man. I ain't gonna go to no clubs. I ain't getting no COVID. I'm afraid of the COVID. I gotta have vaccines and be past that shit in my life. Where the fuck? General, there we go. What am I looking at? There we go. Very funny to me. Very funny. Thank you for the views, by the way. Thank you for the 30 views, Nuzdar. That has to hurt. Every one of those dislikes is a free view. That's money in my pocket, you stupid bald bitch. I feel bad. Imagine doing all that work just to fucking have your entire work just deleted. It's just gone. Pow. Yeah, fucking. I didn't even have to do anything to win this one. How's that feel, stupid? He's not even here to soak this in that I'm talking about him. That's the best part of this whole thing. I waited till I knew he wasn't leaving dislikes actively to start talking about this. All right, let's move on before he comes back in here. Oh, that's good. That's rich. So I don't know what question. What should I do tomorrow morning? I was thinking about playing my Switch tomorrow morning for the morning stream. Yeah, I know I'm hella streaming again, but I don't know. I'm thinking that might be a good time. Hold on, there's something I do want to look at. Let's go over Twitter. I'd like to see the House vote. Are they voting yet? It's 12:30. Don't see anything yet. Damn. Starting to get pretty fucking tired though. I'll be honest. Let's see here. Tomorrow morning? Yeah, I think tomorrow morning. Oh, hell yeah, that'd be fun. Get my channel banned. Where do I see JJ going? What are the most recent ones? Oh, yeah, 10 to 15 to 16. It does feel like bullshit. For JJ, that seems a little like artificially high. I'm gonna guess the Packers or the Bills are the two most likely. With the Bills being the most likely team to get him. And I only say that because I think JJ has to realize he's no longer at that point where he could be like an every down player, like an every down guy. Like he really and with Buffalo, there's decent enough depth where he wouldn't be an every down starter. Whereas I feel like Green Bay, along with the cap issues, that's I think a little bit beside it. I think Green Bay isn't really a scheme fit for him. I think they'd overuse him, and I think JJ might know that too. Whereas Buffalo can kind of just fuck because Buffalo's getting a few guys back from the opt-outs that are like very key to their defense. And I also think that they're going to be a free agent hub. They have a little bit of money they could spend before they sign Josh Allen this year or next year. So they have some money and they got a little bit of play room. So I feel like Buffalo's most likely. They can afford to pay him a little bit of the exorbitant fee it might be. There's going to be good rotations for him there in Buffalo that I don't think a lot of other teams can provide him. And I think that's going to be very, very key for a J.J. Watt signing is good edge depth. The Bills really need a tackle. Like they also like their big issue is like they need a DT and like they're getting Star Lutulele back. I'm pretty sure. So like they should have that line concern kind of clogged up. I think anyway. With my expertise. I think JJ himself doesn't care about money at this point. His agent is just trying to scare teams. Yeah, I think so. I think you're right, Ven. They're just trying to raise that contract up his agent. That's exactly what that was. It's an agent move. I think so, Dre. I think the Bills could very well take the next step with a guy like JJ. It gives you an incredible third down guy and an incredible red zone player, which is exactly what I think if you get JJ Watt, you should seldomly use him. Specifically save him for third downs and like very big key moments in games, and obviously red zone. Probably within the 15 or 10 even, because you don't really want to overuse him. And you kind of want to keep him fresh for like later in the game. Like if you want to play him the whole fourth quarter, there's a way to do that without him being like tired ever. Like there's a really good way you could run JJ and have like an effective year out of him. Chiefs, depends on the O-line. Their O-line could fucking actually hurt them. Like that could make them a bad team. Not bad, but like not a like a favorite to win the Super Bowl, which I think that is. See, when they were giving out these contracts to defensive players and offensive skill position players, and I was looking around and I was like, who the hell is what lineman has been paid? Where is the money for the offensive line going? And then exactly what I thought happened. A couple guys got hurt and oh fuck, that thing collapsed. And yeah, that felt like I was like, okay. I knew I shouldn't have let these Chiefs fans convince me that they have a good offensive line. Plus Super Bowl curse. Yeah, but the enemy will be there next year. I would rather Mahomes go to the Super Bowl than Allen. Fair enough. Bill's issues on the coaching. I would say slightly. I think McDermott got out coached a little bit, but I think he'll adjust and be ready next year for the scope and scale of that game. And I do also think that the young Buffalo Bills choked. I do think there was an element of that. We're a more experienced Chiefs team, but not literally not by much, except Andy Reid. Just kind of that was a coaching. Yeah, it was coaching. But again, it was kind of they kind of ran in and they ran into a situation where guess what? They're just as good as you guys are. And the Bills choked a little bit. Bills, Browns, Steelers, Ravens, they got to stop Mahomes. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Dre. And the Pats. Yeah, they just didn't fucking they had their game plan going in and just froze on it. Steelers would the Steelers next season is going to be a shit show. I would have to agree. They're in some cap hell. Half the players they can barely re-sign, and Big Ben's they're gonna pay him like some money next year. It's just the whole scene is ugly there in Pittsburgh. They got no money. They're broke as shit. They can't even re-sign JJ Watt. They can't bring in JJ for fucking like $2 million, which is probably all he would have charged the Steelers. They just can't bring him in. Ravens are close. The problem with the Ravens are they're fundamentally not designed to play teams like the Chiefs. They're not designed to get into like they're just like not designed to get into that style of football game. They're a very defensive, run-oriented football team. And that's kind of how they've always been built. Yeah, they need a wide receiver desperately to go alongside Hollywood. I think Hollywood could be a wide receiver one, but he's not ready to yet. Matt Ryan of the Niners, that wouldn't be a bad fit. He did well with Shanahan before. My voice is starting to go. I think I need some more fucking soda. No, Dez is clearly a slot receiver at this point. He's slow as shit. Not slow as shit, but like, it's Dez, you're not a burner on the outside anymore, bro. Maybe slide it into the inside and go against some slot corners and shit. Dolphins could beat the Chiefs if we had a competent offense. Agreed. That was a really weird game you guys played against them. I thought you guys were gonna win, and then fucking goddamn it. Yeah, Duke Johnson, the fucking line, his center, Nick Martin. Like, dog, they're just fucking around in Houston right now. It feels like they're just punking everybody, and they're gonna trade Deshaun right at the last minute. But what, you guys think we really weren't gonna trade him? Why? Because it would have worked out good for us to, like, that's the thing I really don't understand. It's like there is no good outcome for Houston for just not trading him. Like, they don't gain anything for this. Like, it's not like they're going to be like looked at as like some hero team. Like, yeah, the Texans are fucking doing what's right. It's like, what are you guys doing? Nobody's ever going to want to sign with you guys again. Like, holy shit, you guys are looking like the worst team in like football history right now. Like, what are you doing? He doesn't want to play. He's made it very clear, fucking trade him or he's going to just not play. And it's like, well, we'll just wait this 4 years out. Why? For what? Like, I don't understand what the fuck what Houston seems to think they're, what, is he going to play? He doesn't have to. And boy, oh boy, if he does play, you may not like what you fucking see out of the play that comes out of him. He might just whip it at the ground, throw picks. Dude's going to come out and go fucking 3 for 30 in the first game he plays in. And everyone's going to be like, he's going to have like 4 fucking strip sacks where he just hands the ball to the defender. You go, fuck it. And you know what's funny? I've read through rules. There's nothing they can do about him playing bad. Like, he could just be like, oh, I had a bad game. I didn't mean to do it bad. Yeah, dog, just get benched. So, like, you can still get paid. They still got paid if you get benched. A dog, you can just go be the worst quarterback ever. Be like, I guess I wasn't that good. I don't know. The game got difficult, baby. When you don't have any wide, when you don't have DeAndre Hopkins, any lineman, a good coach, a good GM, a competent organization, it's really hard to play quarterback good consistently. I don't know. It's hard, man. Maybe I cracked under the pressure. I don't know. Maybe they should trade me. I don't know. Before I completely tank my fucking value, and then they just cut me anyway and just look completely retarded. Because at one point they could have got like 4 first-round picks for me, but for some reason the Texans have their dicks in the dirt. When I'm pretty sure Miami has offered 3 first-round picks and goddamn Tua for Deshaun, like the Dolphins have literally gone, we will give you everything you fucking want. We'll give you 3 firsts, including 2 this year and 1 next year. And we will give you a quarterback to kind of bridge the gap till you get something new. And this dumb motherfucker really went, the Texans really went, nah, bad trade. What kind of fucking poverty fucking team is the Texans, dude? You know how fast I took that trade for 3 first-round draft picks? Looking at the situation my team was in, knowing the motherfucker. Well, you know what I would have done? I'd have fucking gotten there. I'd have listened to everything that motherfucker wanted. Because I'm not retarded. I've been like, hey, Deshaun, what do you want to not want to leave here? I know you're getting a little frustrated, so let's sit the fuck down and talk this through and see what we can get you. Like, what do you think we should do? Who would you like as the head coach? Because fuck anybody else. At this point, pick. Who do you want as the GM? Who do you want as the coach? We're going to make this your football team, so you want to be here. Not, all right, Deshaun, we're not going to hire anybody you suggest because fuck you first and foremost. This isn't your team. This is our team. And you're going to play quarterback here, or you're just not going to play quarterback. Isn't that fair? Blah. They need to put something in these fucking NFL they need to create like a fucking mercy clause in these contracts where a player can like slap a red button if they need to get the fuck out of a contract like Houston. Yeah, if Tua went to Houston, his career would end. Yeah, I agree on that. That would be That'd be devastating for Tua's career. He would never physically recover either from playing there. I will never financially recover from this. That'd be the end of Tua. He'd whatever his contract, he'd play it out and like go play baseball or some shit. I don't know what he'd do. They do, Ven. I agree. I agree with your statement before. Exactly. 100%. If you don't listen to your fucking quarterback, you're gonna create bad situations. Like all you're gonna do is fracture your relation, like with the quarterback. If you don't involve them, you need to, especially when they get past the first contract. Sure, maybe you can dick around the first contract, but after that, man, you literally like designated them as like the face of your franchise. Like they're supposed to be like the team is the quarterback, but it's like, what are you doing? This is supposed to be the quarterback's team. I get it. The coach has input, but it's also like the first position you associate with the game is quarterback. Like, I don't know. Oh, wow. It's already been 2 hours. This went by quick. It's already 12:45, you guys. Yeah, Mahomes' contract is hilarious, but it's actually quite a good contract if at first. And then it took for the first like 4 years, it's a good contract. But then if you go look at it, it hilariously turns into like $60 million in total value. But all right, guys, I'm going to start to wrap it up here. Just because it's kind of getting late and, it's 1. I'm going to be streaming again at like 10 in the morning. Could be a little later. Might be like 11 for tomorrow afternoon. I'm not saying listen to what a QB's exact players are needed because cap is a thing. Yeah. Yeah, you got to at least maybe coaching, maybe hire the coach your quarterback wants, especially when it's like Eric Bieniemy. It's not a hard decision. All right, Kevin, you have a good night too, man. Oh, yeah, we'll be live again tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, like 11, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, it should be, it'll probably be like a Switch. It'll be a Nintendo Switch stream. I might play some Pokemon. Might get a little bit further into Pokemon Sword. So that might be some fun. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream. Yeah, it should be fun. That or we'll figure something else out. I don't know. We'll figure it out in the morning. We'll figure it out when we cross that bridge. But all right, everybody, have a good night. I appreciate you all for coming by. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the dislikes. If that's what you happen to have left, I don't really mind. It's whatever. It's your choice. Yeah, that's I don't get it, Dre. Brady would have done that if he wasn't married to goddamn fucking Giselle. People were acting like he wasn't doing that when he sat with Bridget when he was with the first lady too. No, Brady just really wants to win Super Bowls. He doesn't care about he gets plenty of money from Under Armour. Don't worry about Tom's money. He's worth $200 million from playing football. Like he's got some bread from playing some ball. I think that's just contract earnings. They don't also consider that the money that they throw around for Tom's total earnings. I don't think that actually considers endorsements like TB12. So all right, guys. Thank you guys again for tuning in. See you, Fat Tater Chip, Ven, nice, Mike, probably Kevin, Dre. Yeah, I got everybody. Let's like here chatting and hanging. I want to get somebody. Julius, maybe. I don't know. Who's ever here. See you guys. Thank you guys. I'll be live again in the morning for some kind of scuffed, weird gaming with the old capture cards. So peace out. I'll see you then. Thank you guys again for a fun stream tonight. Have a good night. Peace out. Go Patriots. Go Lions. And of course, go Brady. Peace. Bye.